Everyone, so today what I'm going to do is a video on what our morning routine looks like once we get out of the bed, get into the living room, all the morning things that I do to prepare him. And we're also going to do a get ready with me to go, because today we're going to go visit our grandparents. So what I do is start by getting our bottle here, and I'm going to go ahead and take this and pour it into our feeding bag. Alright, and right now for Grayson's feeds, we are doing blended foods. So with that, what I do is I have a package of blended foods, and I take that, put it into the blender, add some water, and I prepare that each day for him. So I normally prepare probably about 5 bottles at a time, and we just go from there. So next, what I'm going to do is go ahead and give him his morning medicine through his GJ tube, and also give him some water to flush it down. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pause our feeding pump. I'm going to clamp his feeding tube here and twist it. I'm going to start with our polyvisol, so our morning vitamin. Unclamp that. And you have to push it in very slowly because I am putting it in his J tube right now, which is into his small intestines. So if you push it too hard, it could cause to blow a hole in his smaller intestines, and we definitely don't want to do that. So I'm just going to start with flushing it in very slowly. Alright, got that in. Clamp. Set that to the side. And next, I'm going to go ahead and give him his Culturel. So this is for his bowel movements to help give his stool some consistency. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to flush in a little bit at a time. Just make sure it's going very slowly. As you can see, he's not bothered at all. Almost there. Wonderful. Got that in there. And what I'll do too is I'll make another video on how I prepare Grayson's medicines, because for the Culturel it is actually a pill, so I have to pretty much take a pill crusher and crush it, and then from there I just pour it into a tube like this, little syringe, and then I add some water and I shake it up, and that's how I prepare it. Notice for me, for our morning schedule, preparing the medicine ahead of time just makes the morning more fluid, helps not make as much pressure on me, especially if we have a doctor's appointments, things just move a lot more smoothly. So now I'm going to go ahead and add in the water here. And this is just normal water. Best way to think about it is that each day when we're eating, we're also drinking water. So we want to make sure that Grayson stays hydrated. So this is why we do this. Overnight, we don't actually do any flushes. We just add our bottles into our feeding bag. So in the morning, I like to give a little bit extra. Normally we give about 30 mLs of water. So in the mornings, I like to give 60 just because we're not getting anything overnight, to make sure that he's staying hydrated. So I'm just going to flush this in just a little bit at a time here. And you see, I'm not pushing too hard, just adding in a little bit at a time. And so what we'll do when we finish with this, I'm going to go ahead and get him prepped for his breathing treatment. We're going to let his breathing treatment run, and then from there, when that finishes, we're going to go ahead and get him dressed for the day. So while the breathing treatment's running, I'll go ahead and just do a what's in our diaper bag, what's in our go bag, how do I prep for that. So that way you get to see what it looks like when we're actually preparing to go from start to finish. So we will start that whenever I get ready to get his breathing treatment started. So we're almost done flushing the water. Almost there. All right, beautiful. All right, so we've got that in. So we're going to go ahead and close off this port because it is 2 ports. Unclamp. And we're going to go ahead and get this running again. So that way we have his feed moving. Alright, so toss that in the dirty clothes there. Now, for his breathing treatment, I keep my little container over here. So what I do is I take my container, take my cord that connects it to the actual machine that runs for the breathing treatment. I pop off the very top T part, and I'm going to go ahead and add in his medicine. So he gets albuterol and ipratropium. So with the albuterol, we get the whole vial, so the whole dose. Go ahead and squeeze that in. And then for the ipratropium, we only get half the dose. So for me, what I'll do is measure out with my finger where half falls, and then squeeze in from there. Doesn't have to be perfect, as long as it's very close. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and put his circuit on this side. And we're going to go ahead and insert it in. So with the breathing treatment, it does have a specific place it goes. It goes between our whisper swivel and our 2-step adapter. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it in on this side, plug it in on the other. Just make sure we're in a good sturdy spot. Sometimes if I have an additional blanket, I'll use that blanket to keep it sturdy. And then I just flip the switch on our machine and it runs. Usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and toss my garbage. And I'm going to use one of our trusty saliva rags over here just to help it stay in place and keep it out of his ear. You want to make sure that it is standing up. That's the quickest way that it gets through with giving the medicine, hey buddy, and giving the medicine properly. So, I'm actually going to take our Velcro here. Alright, back you guys. So what I have here is all of the things that go into Grayson's diaper bag. So it's pretty much when they're packing for a typical child, just a couple extra things that we require for a day that we know we're going to be out for more than just 2 or 3 hours. So, what I have here is our trusty diaper bag. In the front, I have our bottles. So I already have our blended food already set into the bottles, measured out, and put into the front. So I'm going to go ahead and zip that portion up. On the side, as you'll see, we have the wipes in the white place, nothing special there. And then on the other side, we love to keep extra suction catheters. So this is where we put our additional suction catheters. And now we're going to go ahead and start packing for the inside. So for me, I like to have 8 diapers, 4 on each side. That's usually a great quantity for us to have to make sure that we don't run out, especially for a long day. If you notice, I keep looking to the side. I'm checking on Grayson, just making sure that he's fine and making adjustments as his breathing treatment continues to run. So, let me adjust this here. Alright, perfect. Alright, so I have additional suction catheters. As I said, this is something we do not like to run out of. So, what I'm going to do is start by putting these in the bottom of the bag. I'm going to take probably about 5 here. I'm just going to place them in the bottom of the bag. Alright. So next, I'm going to go ahead and place my outfits. Grayson is very, very, very slobbery. So, I like to pack 2 outfits in a onesie. That way we have changes of clothes if we need them, which we usually use at least one other outfit throughout the day if we're going somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and pack these in the bottom of the diaper bag as well. Alright, next I have bibs. We go through so many bibs. I could probably pack 10 bibs and it would not be enough. So right now I have 4 in my hand, and that's not counting the one that he's going to have on. So I'm going to go ahead and put these 4 additional bibs in our bag. And slobber cloths. You never have enough slobber cloths for a very slobbery baby. So I have 2 additional ones here, not counting the one outside of the bag that we will be taking. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that in as well. Alright, now I have our diaper cream. So, Grayson does get a sore tushy sometimes, so we like to keep these with us in case we need to use them. This is going to go on the side of the bag. Going to go ahead and pop that in. And now, where it gets a little different, we like to pack alcohol pads. That way, if we have a piece of equipment that hits the floor, we need to clean it, it's not a really sanitized area, we have alcohol pads available to use. So that goes in the side pocket as well. And a random pack of jelly, because you can never have too many packs of jelly. Whenever we're using it, sometimes we may have to check the temperature on the go. We may need to check anything else, or may have to do a truck change. In case we can't find a pack of jelly in there, we definitely will have one in the diaper bag. Usually it's for when we're using the thermometer to check his temperature when we're on the go. There for a while, Grayson had a lot of sickness, so we had to be able to check his temperature anywhere, so that's what the jelly was for. Alright, this is probably something over-prepared moms, like myself, probably have in their bag, but it's just shampoo and it's lotion to go, bath wash and shampoo to go, just in case if we have an accident, we have to do a quick cleanup, just need to freshen up. I like to have them just in case, so I have 2 of both. This goes in our diaper bag as well. Gonna put this on the side. Alright, our trusty feeding bag. So in this bag, we have all the syringes that we can need, small and large. We have an additional feeding tube. That way, any gear that we need for feeding, it is available. That way, if I need to push some water through his tube, if I had medicine, we were giving more medicines a little while back. So I had all of that available to use here. So this goes closer to the top of the bag. And then I have water. So with the water, this is for if I need to push any water through his GJ tube. If we need to rinse any of the syringes, whatever we need that for. I like to keep a full bottle because we use so much water for him. And then I have just a small container of Infolite if we needed some on the road, and water, just in case if we need to add to the feeding bag, in case he may be getting a little dehydrated. So I'm going to pop that in on the side as well. Alright, we're getting to the end here. Alright, so now I have an additional feeding bag. The purpose of this feeding bag is if we're having any issues with our current bag, we just need a backup one. Or if, say for instance, we need to change the bag throughout the day and it's not been changed, it's been a long day, we have this backup bag available to use. So pop this in the top as well. So that is everything that goes into Grayson's diaper bag. It's quite a bit of things, but we use every bit of it, and to be honest, if the bag was bigger, we could probably fit more things into it. Usually the only thing that would be extra is maybe if I grab a couple toys, because Grayson's very active these days, and add them to the top, maybe just 2 or 3 things. So this is Grayson's diaper bag. Alright, back again you guys. We have our trusty go bag. This is our best friend. We do not go anywhere without our go bag. Any trade mom knows your go bag is your best friend, your lifesaver. It has everything in it that you need. So what I'm going to do today, I'm not going to pull everything out just because we do have an outing today. I'll make a separate video just on how we prep what goes in the bag, all the different things, where I store things, just to help any other moms that are fresh out of the hospital or looking for some newer ways to store all of their gear. But we absolutely love our trusty trick bag. This is my best friend. All of my family and friends know that when we go somewhere, I'm carrying the bag. It's going to be right there next to me. So that way if anything happens, I have everything I need right here. So, like I said, because I go everywhere with the bag, I pretty much know what has to be prepped in it. And the only thing that really has to be fresh are our suction catheters. Like I said, Treg moms, they love our suction catheters. You can never have too many. I preferably like to have 10 in my bag. I found 10 is a good number. And then in the diaper bag, those are just additional ones we may need. For some reason, whenever we go out and about for Greyson, that's Charlie, that's our cat there. You'll see him pop in and out throughout videos. Whenever we do go out, we're using our HME. Greyson tends to get more secretions, so we like to have these available so that way we can suction him, make sure we're taking care of him properly. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in. So I've got one side that's full and one side that needs a little bit more. So I've got 3 right here. So I'm going to add 3 to these 2. And then we are packed for our suction catheters. And like I said, I'll do another video later on just taking everything out of the go bag, where I store it, how I use everything, just so my moms, we can get more familiar with it. And what you see here, this is our trusty little Greyson's Go Bag label. Our friends at the hospital made this for us. And that way, for any of our friends or family that are new to working with the Go Bag, they can see all the lovely things that we keep in the Go Bag. And we'll just talk one-on-one with storage. So all these things that you see listed, these are in this backpack. Believe it or not, they are stored somewhere in this backpack. So as I said, we'll have another video just to go through all of those things and how I work for storage. So this is Greyson's Go Bag. We're finally done with the breathing treatment, you guys. So next what we have is what most people would use as an inhaler. So for Greyson, it just looks a little bit different here. It just has our T adapter, so that way we can put it in the circuit. So we're gonna go ahead and take out our breathing treatment. Sometimes it does get stuck. We're gonna pop in our T-step adapter, get that turned on, and he gets 2 puffs. So we're gonna do 1, gonna listen for 5 breaths. Wonderful. And then we're gonna go ahead and do our second. Beautiful. See, sometimes it does come out of his mouth. So what I'm doing off to the side here, I'm a storage fanatic. I'm very organized, so you won't always see that, but for me, for Greyson's things, everything has a place, so I'm just putting everything back. Our bulb that we were using, I'm putting it back on our cart. I'm winding up the tubing that we use and just putting it on the little hook that it belongs with. So we've got our inhaler down pat. Beautiful. We're gonna pop that off to the side. So next, we're gonna put our clothes on. Sometimes Greyson agrees, sometimes he disagrees. So we'll see how the days go. And what I did off camera is I just went on and changed his diaper because we don't want to do that on camera. So now we're gonna go ahead and get our little outfit on. It's one of Mommy's favorite outfits with the diaper covers. And then we're gonna go ahead and put on his AFO braces and his shoes. So this will be a challenge. It's always a challenge dressing Greyson. So I'm just gonna maneuver him on the ottoman that we have here. We call it his king size bed. He absolutely loves it. All right, so gonna hear some beeping, you guys. Hang tight. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and take off his pull socks off of his toe because we are going to be using that toe. So we'll set it off to the side there. And we can go ahead and get our little outfit on. So I love these outfits with little diaper covers. So Daddy, not so much. Grandma and Grandpa, not at all. But Mommy likes them, so Mommy buys them and she puts them on herself. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get one leg in. 2 legs in. Oh, you gotta put that leg through, boo. Ugh. For anyone else that has little babies, you know it is a challenge getting dressed. It's like finding a little bull. All right. So we'll make sure we don't kick out our feeding tube. stuck under our arm there. All right, so next we're gonna go ahead and put our t-shirt on. So, and this is a little bigger. I bought it a little bigger for him to grow into it. So we're gonna slide over our noggin. Slide over. Hey, hey, buddy. All right. We're gonna take this thing off, put it back on. One arm. Say one arm. 2 arms. Good job, Bobo. All right. So there we go. Where did I put my, there it is, my bib. There we go. He cooperated today. It's because the cameras are on, I betcha. This boy loves the camera. Yes, he loves the camera. Alright, so outfit's just a little big, but so cute. I'll show you guys once we get the full ensemble on. So next, Mommy has the challenge of putting our AFOs and our shoes on. So be patient with me, you guys. This is still pretty new. We just got these this week, so Mommy's still learning herself how to do them properly. And it's a bit of a challenge. And then after that, we're gonna go ahead and put our wrist braces on. Well, thumb braces, sorry. So the reason for these is to keep his thumbs extended. So now here we go. He's like, let me look in the camera. Let me look in the camera. All right. And he's done superbly with these AFOs. Because when we first started with the other braces that we had the bar in between them, poinsettia boots, I believe is what they were called. He hated them. Hated them. Did awful with them. Would cry. Just not a fan. But with these AFOs, he's done amazing. Alright. And they're labeled, so that helps me out. So I'm going to go ahead and get this undone. Extend my leg back. Make sure my sock is on there. Stretched out. Alright, so now I'm going to place the foot into the boot. Okay. That looked a little aggressive, I promise it wasn't. And then I'm going to grab his foot below his toes and just maneuver it into the boot. So I got to make sure that it goes all the way to the back of the boot. And then I'll push his toes down just so everything's placed properly. And then I'm going to go ahead and Velcro the strap. Alright, do the same thing for the top. Alright. And then I just fold down the top of the sock just to keep that piece there. Now it is time for the shoe. Mommy's getting better with the shoe. The shoe is a struggle. So we actually have the inserts taken out. These are special shoes that our provider ordered to go with the boots. They're very stiff. They have very good grip at the bottom. So when we do start walking, they're going to be super awesome. So getting them in the boot is a bit of a challenge, but we have done it before. So I just have to make sure that his foot is in place in his brace before I start that. So I slide the shoe on sideways and kind of rotate the shoe onto the foot, over the brace, and then it's just a lot of maneuvering. See, I'm not hurting him, I'm just maneuvering everything to fit perfectly. Alright, so we are in there. And what I just did after I made sure that the foot was in there, I just checked the sides, make sure that all the bracing was in there, the shoe's not folded anywhere, and that's it for that foot. Now it's time for the other one. Repeat. So I'm gonna take our sock all the way down, check my bottom there, put it over his foot. Make sure our toes are all the way at the end there. And then I'm going to pull our sock up. socks are very stretchy, so they're very easy to work with. All right, take our Velcros off, or not off, sorry, undo them. I'm gonna place the foot in the boot. This one's a little easier to work with because this foot is straighter. Grabbing right below the toes, maneuvering the foot to the back of the boot. Gonna Velcro the bottom. And Velcro the top. And then I'm gonna copy what I did on the other side. Just take the top of the sock, fold it down over the top of the bracing there, just to make sure that he does not undo it himself. Even though he's a baby, he's very active, very possible that can happen. All right, so let's do the same thing. Put our shoe on sideways and slide the boot in. And then for this one, we just have to maneuver the straps a little bit. Straps are probably just a little longer on this boot than they were on the other one. All right, and we are in there. Just gonna fix the tongue of the shoe, tighten it up. He does so good with this, you guys. I know I brag on Greyson a lot. For those that know me, so do all of our other family members, but he is truly such a great baby. He doesn't fuss, he doesn't get mad. Sometimes he gets mad, but very rarely. He's very go with the flow, and he doesn't make a fuss about a lot of things. But lastly, I'm gonna go ahead and put on his thumb splints. So I'm gonna grab his hand here. Make sure I have, all right. So I just take his thumb, slide it into the thumb hole. He likes to fight. He doesn't care for these very much. There we go. I'm just gonna pop out till I see the top of the thumb. He loves to eat these, which is fine. All right. Now we're gonna do the same thing for the other side. Hand up, thumb in, wrap around, and Velcro. All right, so we have this portion done. Now it is time for to do all the equipment. All right. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get all of our gear packed up. So, pole socks. I like to take chargers just because you never know, and I never want to be in a position where I don't have chargers and I need them. I'm gonna go ahead and pack this up. Put it in our top sleeve here. To the side. All right, feeding pump. Grab my bag over here. All right, so this is our bag that we were gifted. Not gifted, we were given by our provider, and this is what our pump goes in. Yeah, and it's kind of gross. That kind of happens. So I do have a new bag ordered, but for now, this is what we have to use. All right, so what I'm gonna do is start by taking our feeding bag, finding all the Velcro here. It's not very user-friendly when it's already hung. All right, I have a clip at the top. I'm gonna go ahead and clip that in. That way I can secure it. Grab my hook of the bag, unscrew the pump. You want to make sure that your bag stays down, that way you don't get any air in there. I'm just going to set it in the front pocket here where it is housed. Alright, so there we go. Alright, got it in there. Alright, so next my bag. Go ahead and get this secured in there. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and pause his feed. Clamp it. Screw here. once we get back in the car, I'll restart it. I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid on this. Alright, I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the pole socks and set it to the side. All that will have to be taken to the car. Alright, our best friend here, vent. We go nowhere without it. So, I'm gonna grab his HME hanging up back here. I'm gonna go ahead and open it. You see Greyson is just chilling. Alright, set that down there. Alright, I'm gonna start by turning off my water heater. Unplug there. I'm just gonna twist my gray cord off. This, for anybody that is curious, this monitors the temperature throughout the circuit to make sure it stays to a consistent temperature. Right. Unwind that all the way back up the circuit. Almost there. Alright, beautiful. I got a clip here. Take that off. Plug in. Alright, for me, I set this in the basket. That way it's easier to get to. Ever leaving, I've got a cord in the back of this circuit. Pop that off. Alright, then I'm going to loosen up here. And I'm going to swap the placement of these circuits. There we go. Like I said, I like to have plugs, so in case I need them. You only have 6-hour battery life on your vent and your pole socks. So, with that being said, 6 hours goes by very quickly. So, you always want to pack your, that's our charger for our theme song. That one I'm not as much concerned with. It's not as much of a, eating is important, but it's not quite as important as breathing. So, so, got all this part done. Now I'm going to take our HME. Here's some water in this circuit here. I'm going to dump it. There we go. Make sure we don't drown the baby. Alright, so now I'm going to get him and all of his things in the car and we will be right back. This is Greyson. We've got him plugged in here. Got his feeding bag. Hey Greyson. Got his equipment down there. Alright. So normally when I get more comfortable, I will have to drive like this, but because this is my first time driving with Greyson by myself, I'm gonna ride with him as my trusty sidekick. So we'll check in with you guys when we get to our destination. Hi, Daddy.
Hey, baby. Hey, man. You always make Daddy smile. You gonna come in there with me while I play the game? You know I make Daddy smile.